사랑해.
미키.
사랑해요.
미키.
사랑합니다.
You can't either. Not. Please? No!
Bro, where the fuck am I, bro? What the fuck, Apple Maps? Nah, bro, fuck Apple Maps, bro. What the fuck is this?
Poppy. Come.
Our special guest is here.
Oh my god, that laugh.
That toy box for you.
I would rather not. Please? No! I can make you Alright, should I ignore her? Again? I'll ignore her. Let's go.
Dusty, are you messing around in the garage? How dare you ignore me? Come back here right now. Now, where was I? Remember, I warned you about being rude while I'm speaking. Now, where was I?
Just sounds like me.
Good toys wash their hands. It's the bad toy box for you.
The worst! Death counter!
I'm enjoying this character quite a lot.
Yeah, you like her?
Siblings, 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 siblings. This is my sister.
This is my brother.
We are siblings and we care for each other. Everything we own,
We always share.
because we are siblings and we have the same hair.
Probably because he knew I'd kill them all.
Pode me dar sequência de peixe, mas quero que aguente meu sentadão. Mas sei que lês o funk é assim, ó.
I don't want to be a burden for anyone. I don't want to keep being a problem. I'm trying all my best at the moment. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Now what's this?
Someone need a hug? Give me a big squeeze. As long as I won't bite.
I missed the tea party.
Tea party! We've made it! I can make you better. I can make you better.
Our special guest is going to be
Thrilled.
He's going to kill them all. No, Candy.
Not Poppy.
She's always been his favorite. I think she's a little asking Annie.
She is a little asking Annie.
Oh, please take me out of my case. Oh, please rescue the orphans. Oh, please blow
god, that laugh. So funny. Oh,
I did.
no, I can't.
Find them up there in the sky. Try, they're not up there in the sky. Gravity they don't defy, they'll never soar, won't even try.
Oh, the second you put this tape in, it set off an alarm. So if anyone's home, they know exactly where you are. Pretty nifty, huh? Security is very important to us here. If I were you, I'd start running.
Should I ignore her? Again? I'll ignore her.
How dare you ignore me? Come back here right now! Now, where was I? Remember, I warned you about being rude while I'm speaking! Now, where was I?
This just sounds like me.
Remember, good toys wash their hands. It's the bad toy box for you!
What you need, girlfriend? I'm coming with you. Todd.
I don't think she's gonna make it.
Soundproof rooms.
Bye, Miss Gracie!
No.
I love all her outfits.
It grows right through your skin.
Mm.
And you can eat it too.
You sure can. Oh, someone's been a very bad toy. Mother Goose, allow me in, please.
Please, sir, may I just go in the room? Please, sir. They smell like dead bodies. Well, that's not a nice thing to say, Candy. What's a nicer way to tell a friend that they smell like gore? Maybe we could ask if they want to take a bubble bath? Now? No. We have to set up for the party.
Something special. A ribbon is something rare. So I'll be special and I'll be rare with love and a ribbon in my hair. To be a girl they notice takes more than a fancy dress. So I'll be noticed because I'll dress with swag and a ribbon in my dresses.
Do you remember this place? She does. She remembers the height, the drop, the crack when she landed. And when the ground opened beneath her, you let it keep her. She wasn't a monster to me. She was my sister. Look at what you made.
Final line.
these events are no doubt in relation to him. We must forge onwards in the name of science. Whether those who are beneath us understand it or not. End of...
No more games.
Shall we see what you look like?
You think the prototype is the final boss? Every jester serves a king, so who does the prototype answer to? Look at the evidence. He collects parts, upgrades himself, but upgrades need approval. But before I reveal who, like this video and subscribe and comment, King, or you might be serving them next. Someone signed off on the legs, the lungs, the arms. Someone watched the hour of joy from a corner office. Someone with admin codes. Someone who wasn't in the building when the toys activated. Elliot Ludwig died in 1989, but his vision didn't. The prototype isn't continuing Elliot's work. He's following new orders. And now that he's collected mobility, breathing, strength, and survived the train crash, he's ready to meet the real boss.
To defeat the prototype, we need to use the Omni Hand. You still have the Omni Hand, correct? Okay, no Omni Hand, but the one you call Doughy can help us.
The first teaser trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 6. Nah, dude, we don't need to relive this. Oh, it's so much bloodier than I thought. Wait, Kissy Missy's actually alive! And Huggy's moving too! Maybe they didn't die! Yo, Chum, what are you... Oh, did you just step in that? Isn't that gross? Chum. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, Chum found them! Was she not sleeping, bro? Can't... Oh, yeah, that's blood. Dude, do something! They're like almost dead. Yeah, see? I mean, what? Okay, yeah, pick them up like a sack of potatoes. Put them in the Poppy gel. Chum, where are you taking them? Put them in the Poppy gel.
Now here's the important part. Mommy is dead, so if her arms are attached to the prototype, that means he collects parts from toys after they die, which suggests that at the moment Huggy fell into the void. The prototype likely believed Huggy was dead too, so he simply took the arm and moved on. But this theory has one problem. If the prototype didn't bring Huggy back, then who did? Some fans think it could have been Harley Sawyer. Others think it could have been a different unknown character or system inside the factory. Second theory, the prototype actually did give Huggy one last chance, because Huggy wasn't just any toy. He was one of the strongest and most useful guards the factory ever had. So instead of destroying him immediately, the prototype kept him alive and basically used him again. But now here's the most important part. If this second theory is true, then Chapter 5 makes perfect sense, because in Chapter 5, Huggy gets multiple chances to stop the player again. He keeps coming back, he keeps hunting, and he still fails. So the prototype doesn't kill Huggy because he got emotional when he saw Kissy. He kills him because the experiment is over. The hunter failed his final test, just like Catnap, and the moment Huggy stops being useful, the prototype removes him.
Why did Mommy Longlegs kill Bunzo Bunny? In Chapter 2, Mommy Longlegs traps the player inside the game station and forces them to complete a series of games to escape. One of these games is Musical Memory, where the player has to repeat a sequence of colored buttons while Bunzo Bunny slowly lowers from the ceiling, clashing his cymbals and getting closer every round. If you fail the pattern, Bunzo reaches the platform and kills you instantly. But if you complete the game, something strange happens. Bunzo suddenly disappears. Right after escaping the room, you crawl through the vents to reach the next area. And while you're inside the vents, you can actually hear loud crashing sounds and Bunzo's cymbals clanging somewhere in the distance. So what happened to him? Well, later in the game station, we get the answer. If you look up at the ceiling, Bunzo Bunny is hanging there, completely lifeless and trapped in Mommy Longlegs' webbing, implying Mommy Longlegs killed him out of anger for not stopping the player.
The prototype has outsmarted every single experiment in the factory, but there's one he never had the guts to face head-on. Doughy is the only toy that actually made the prototype run away, and the clues hidden throughout Chapter 5 not only suggest he's still alive, but also that he may be the one true weapon capable of bringing down the very experiment we've been fearing for so long. But first, we need to address something everyone's been getting wrong. In Chapter 5, it was stated that Doughy is as good as dead. Giblet also wished Doughy to rest in peace in one of his personal documents. However, we knew Doughy much better than these toys, who had been living in the lower levels of the factory and never saw Doughy regenerate from thin air or heard of his entire backstory. However, we actually know it thanks to the documents and VHS tapes, and these seem to suggest Doughy isn't as gone as we all thought. Unlike other experiments, Doughy was made from 3 different children, meaning he obviously contains more internal parts than anyone else, even if they're hidden away by all his dough. But
he's stretchy, he's gummy, he's squishy, he's funny. D-O-E-Y.
Doughy.
He's silly, he's gooey, he's, I don't know, he's something. D-O-E-Y.
He's something. Tuk-tuk-tucks, tuk-tuk-tucks.
His name is Huggy. Huggy Wuggy. When he hugs you, he'll
never stop.
Yes, your friend Huggy. Huggy Wuggy. He'll squeeze you until you pop.
More.
S-M-I-L-E.
Every day.
When you're critters here to say S-M-I-L-E.
Every day. Yay. D-O-E-Y, Spanish squishy something. Something. Okay, let me remind you of the lyrics. Here.
He's stretchy, he's gummy, he's squishy, he's funny. D-O-E-Y.
Doughy.
He's silly, he's gooey, he's sticky, he's gluey. D-O-E-Y.
Look at all the colors.
So many toys in one. Triple
Wow.
time the friend and triple time the fun.
D-O-E-Y.
Love until the day that you die.
Yeah.
Imagine this. In Chapter 6, during a major fight with the prototype, something happens in the middle of the battle. The mask cracks, or maybe it gets knocked off, and for the first time ever, we finally see his real face. A much more disturbing face hidden underneath the jester mask. But there's another detail that makes this theory even more interesting. Some fans noticed something strange about the shrine we saw in Chapter 3, the one that Catnap created for the prototype. If you look closely at that shrine, the design doesn't actually match the prototype we see today. Not even a little. The shape, the skull-like structure, and the overall appearance feel very different from the jester-like face we know now. So there are 2 possible explanations. The first possibility is that Catnap simply built the shrine using whatever parts he could find. He might have used bones, scraps, or other materials around the factory, so the design ended up looking different. But the second possibility is far more interesting. What if the shrine actually represents what the prototype really looks like without the mask? Not exactly the same, but similar in certain ways, especially the skull-like appearance. And remember something important. Catnap met the prototype long before the events of the game. In fact, before he even became Catnap, he was just an orphan in Playcare, which means he might have seen the prototype's real form at some point in the past. So when Catnap built that shrine, he may have been recreating the true face of of the prototype from memory. And if that's true, then underneath the jester mask, there could be a terrifying skull-like face hiding in the darkness. Something far more disturbing than what we've seen so far. But at the end of the day, this is still just a theory. So before we end this video, here's a quick recap so you don't forget anything. First, when the prototype talks, his face doesn't move at all. With other characters in the series, we can clearly see their mouths moving when they speak. Then there's the jump scare. When the prototype attacks, he barely opens his mouth. Compare that to characters like Huggy or other monsters in the series. They open their mouths wide and you can clearly see their teeth, but the prototype doesn't. And that strongly suggests that what we're seeing might not be a real face, but a mask. Then the theory became even stronger when the CG5 music video released. In that video, the prototype's face moves in a very strange way, almost like it's flexible, just like a mask would be. So all the signs seem to point to the same conclusion. The prototype might actually be hiding his real face, and maybe in Chapter 6, during the middle of a fight, that mask could finally fall off, revealing what the prototype truly looks like underneath. So what do you think? Is the prototype's face really just a mask hiding something much worse underneath? Or is the jester face actually his real identity? And before we go any further, there's one last theory. The first theory suggests the prototype never saved Huggy at all. He thought Huggy was dead, harvested his arm, and moved on. The second theory says the prototype did save him, but only to give him one final chance. And when Huggy failed again in Chapter 5, that was the end. For me, the second theory makes more sense, but there's one more possibility. And for some fans, this might be the most logical one. Let me explain. The first time we see the prototype face to face is at Lily's house. He shows up, he talks to Poppy, then he grabs her and breaks her head. Kissy gets angry, but she can't move because Lily's hair is holding her in place. When Lily tries to take Poppy, the prototype slaps her and says, "Don't touch her." Because of that slap, Lily loses control, and Kissy is finally free. Then Kissy pulls something out of the prototype. We don't fully see what it is, but it releases red smoke. That red smoke clearly affects the prototype.
You act like a child because
A child.
is what they made you.
You're hurting me!
Don't be afraid.
I can fix you.
Poppy?
I
Can make
feel
better. And you.
the outsider.
Butcher.
They call you. Shall we see what you look like?
Wrong side out.
Don't touch her.
And because of what Kissy did, Poppy, Kissy, and the player are able to escape. Now think about this. When Kissy released the smoke, it made the prototype so angry and furious that he lost his calm. So when he sees Huggy standing peacefully next to Kissy, the same Kissy who embarrassed him, attacked him, and caused him to lose control, he snaps. He kills Huggy first, out of anger, then goes after Kissy, and finally chases the player. In this version, Huggy didn't die because he failed. He died because the prototype was blinded by rage. So now, I want to know what you think. Which theory makes the most sense to you? Theory 1, the prototype never saved Huggy. Theory 2, he saved him for one last test, and Huggy failed. Or Theory 3, he was simply furious after what Kissy did to him.
Why did the prototype kill Catnap? After rerouting the counselor's office's backup power to the statue, Ollie gives the player the final battery required to power the gas production zone, and after being placed, red smoke fills the room while Catnap chases the player. The player then enters the safe room and is required to fend off Catnap for 5 minutes constantly as he toys with the player, and upon reaching 5 minutes, a green grab pack hand receiver overcharges and the player utilizes this to eliminate Catnap at the sacrifice of the green hand. While Catnap does not die from the player's actions, he's seen kneeling before the prototype's presence, and just when we thought that the prototype was going to help him, he ends up brutally killing Catnap and taking his body. Now, why does this happen? It's been said by Ollie that Catnap treats the prototype as a god.
In Catnap's eyes, the prototype is a superhero and has saved this place. So Catnap treats him like a god, killing everyone that opposes him.
And we can even see him engaging in some type of prayer with an amalgamation of toys and parts in Playcare caravans, which is likely in devotion to the prototype. Not to mention the fact that the soul inside of Catnap, also known as Theodore Granbell, was an orphan inside of Playcare and was already influenced by the prototype, as he gained notoriety among the staff for his connection to an imaginary friend who seemed to encourage him to sabotage Playtime Co. In the Chapter 3 interactable ARG, Theodore's drawing depicted him in purple, sitting on his bed while a skeletal arm emerged from underneath. This drawing strongly suggested that Theodore's imaginary companion was Experiment 1006, or the prototype. So, if Catnap's devotion to the prototype dates all the way back to before he was even a toy, then why did he end up being killed by the person he devoted his life to? Well, that brings me to my first theory, which honestly makes the most sense, and I'm gonna say that this was because Catnap failed in killing us. Let's think about the ending of the game for a second. Let's say that we didn't end up damaging Catnap and he ended up killing us right then and there. Would it have made sense for the prototype to come down and kill him still? From the prototype's perspective, Catnap was given multiple chances to complete his objective, as in the beginning of the game, instead of just ripping us to shreds, he throws us down into a trash compactor
of the prototype in the tunnels. And then suddenly, Safe Haven explodes while both we and Dowie are far away from the location, which means the prototype completely tricked everyone. He destroyed Safe Haven and knew that Dowie would become furious and eventually turn against us. Later, when we seemingly defeat Dowie and move on to the hand scanner, he suddenly returns. But again, the perfect tools are already there, the liquid nitrogen canister and the hydraulic press. Both of them are exactly what we need to take him down. And after we finally defeat Dowie and reunite with Poppy and Kissy in the ventilation block, the prototype, who had never revealed he was Ollie, finally exposes that he was Ollie all along, which means his entire plan had already succeeded. At that point, he no longer needed us. There is also another reason why he revealed himself at that moment, to completely break Poppy emotionally. She trusted Ollie for years, only to discover that it was actually the prototype the whole time. He may have believed that after such a betrayal, Poppy would finally give up resisting and join his side. Her entire plan collapsed, and Safe Haven was destroyed. But even then, Poppy still refused to join him. At the end of Chapter 4, he sends Huggy after us because he no longer needs us and wants us dead. We manage to escape Huggy, but during the train sequence, the prototype finally comes to kill us himself. Even after we crash the train into him, he survives because of his durability and his connection to Poppy Gel. Then he stabs us and throws us into a vat of Poppy Gel. According to the information we discover in Chapter 5, direct exposure to raw Poppy Gel is extremely dangerous and can cause severe side effects like multisensory distortion, which disrupts a person's senses and mental stability. So when the prototype throws us into the gel, it's basically his way of ending our story. But then Giblet saves us. The prototype probably assumed that neither Giblet nor us would be able to stop him, only for us to eventually reach the master backup and discover digital Harley Sawyer. So the conclusion is that the prototype never needed us in any way. He was simply using us the entire time to eliminate threats and gain control over the factory. And once we finished doing that, he tried to get rid of us. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to talk with me directly, join my Discord server. I'll see you in another video. Until then, goodbye.
Ouch! Oh my goodness, dog, you just break the vents? My goodness, wait, what? What the fuck, bro? Man, where'd Player go? Was Player even here? Who is Player? I think Bro's dimension's locking in. What the fuck are you doing over there? Oh my goodness, bro, what the? Keep calm, follow along. Come along inside my surgery room so I can cut off your ding-dong. Oh my goodness. Now goodness, I'll get over your gooner cave. Is that correct? He's staying outside. Get out the window, no! Is there any root beer in this car? You're in the walking Wuggy-mobile. There's no root beer in here. Well, but don't worry. I'll take you somewhere there's root beer. Is this where you want to stop the Wuggy-mobile? Is there root beer over here? No? Jesus Christ, calm down! Over here or something? Is there any root beer over here? No, of course not. Start your damn engine now! Hey, it looks like you're probably back outside, bro. This is a new location, okay? Many people want to be outside. I bet those people never even touch a gaming console. I bet you never even touch grass. What you talking about? I did like a minute ago. Stupid dingus mobile. That's it! Get out of the car now, buddy! Okay, fine, stupid Wuggy mobile. Even Huggy was acting weird back there. What the? Lily?
Hello, everybody. I'm Lily Lovebreath, and I have long-ass hair.
Oh, I think I might stay for a few minutes. Ah, there we go. I wonder if there's more Lily Lovebreath's cutouts up here. Oh, crap! Yeah, there's nothing. Wait, what is that?
Player, I knew that Lily Lovebreath's cutout would bring you up here. I was too nervous to give it to you, but I just want to let you know that Lily Lovebreath is hosting a root beer party, and you're invited. Please come. I wouldn't want to be stuck with that damn crazy Lily and the other two guests. Also, I returned the drawing. Giant prototype. Yeah, root beer.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, root beer to Lily Jug. Stop, what do you say?
got trouble with food.
Hey, you! Are you one against you for the root beer party?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Who the hell invited the unemployed gooner, bruh? Is that okay to judge people by their appearance, Candy?
Well, what happened to the rest of his body?
He had type 3 diabetes from eating too much candy! Lily, don't you dare share your information with some unemployed gooner! Now come with me! We're gonna get this party started! Yippee!
Oh, yeah, let's go, Mommy.
What?
Today, we reveal all secret cardboard cutout voices in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. But oh wait, did we just discover a secret cardboard cutout that we've never seen before? In today's video, we find Lily Lovebraid's secret brother cardboard cutout and reveal crazy information about the Lovebraids family. We also discover confidential information about Chum Chopkins and how he's been a secret villain this whole time. Chum Chompkins is secretly a bad guy because look what he's about to sacrifice. Family, today we reveal all cardboard cutout secret voice lines from Poppy Playtime 5, including Lily Lovebraid's secret brother. Smash like on today's video to make sure we reveal this giant secret that I need to show. Because I heard if we don't get this video to 5 likes, then no, buddy, we'll see these secrets. Smash like. All right, family, at the top of the screen, you will see every cardboard cutout that we need to discover, starting with Chum Chompkins. What are you saying, Chum Chompkins? Is he laughing at us? Wait, rude! I thought Chum Chompkins was a nice guy, but I guess the only thing he wants to do is laugh until I cry. Wait, what scary things? Oh gosh, we're in Playtime Co, of course. The scariest thing inside this abandoned toy factory is that the toys are not the only thing abandoned, but apparently so is all the food. Seriously, family, I'm hungry. Family, make sure you keep watching to see Lily Lovebraid's secret brother in a cardboard cutout. Hold on to you? No, I don't trust you. Okay. Wait, Lily Lovebraids. Okay. Tiffany and self-expression at work. Well, what if my hair is all tied up and pulled all back? Does that mean I'm trying to clear the way for a heart attack? Because all the stress you've been giving me, I gotta be prepared. This Lily Lovebraids cardboard cutout is the original Lily Lovebraids that we see in Poppy Playtime 5. Same outfit, same evil vibe, and unfortunately the same evil mind. We do not trust her. Sure. So the hair you're wearing then, is that supposed to make you feel like a purple evil spider? A poisonous
In this video, I'm going to explain every major employee of Playtime Company, what their job was inside the factory, what role they played in the company's darkest secrets, and what eventually happened to them during the Hour of Joy. So let's start with the very beginning. Elliot Ludwig. Elliot Ludwig was the founder of Playtime Company. He started the company in 1930 with a simple goal: to create toys that would bring joy to children. At first, the company focused on making normal toys, and it quickly became one of the most successful toy companies in the world. But everything changed when Ludwig created one of the company's company's most famous toys, Poppy. Poppy was marketed as the first truly intelligent doll. According to the advertisements in the game, she could speak naturally and interact with people almost like a real person. It was a revolutionary idea at the time, but Ludwig's personal life was far less successful. He was married to a woman named Molly, but their marriage ended in divorce. The reason was simple. Elliot spent almost all of his time working on the company. After the divorce, Ludwig adopted a daughter named Poppy. For a while, things seemed normal, but then tragedy struck. His adopted daughter died, and that loss completely changed Ludwig. He became obsessed with the idea of bringing her back. To do that, he began experimenting with a strange substance known as Poppy gel. At first, Ludwig tested it on dead animals, trying to see if it could restore life. But those experiments eventually led to something much darker: human experiments. One of the orphans Ludwig had adopted was a boy named Oliver. Oliver became the subject of the first successful human experiment. He was transformed into something entirely new, the prototype. This was the very first living toy experiment, and once Ludwig saw that it worked, he pushed the idea even further. He used the organic remains of his deceased daughter to create something extraordinary, the living Poppy doll. But Ludwig's secret experiments could not stay hidden forever. In 1989, Elliot Ludwig died under mysterious circumstances. His body was discovered shortly after Playtime Company uncovered the truth about his secret creations, the prototype and the living Poppy. A radio broadcast heard in Chapter 3 reveals something even more disturbing. Around the time of Ludwig's death, the mutilated body of a child was discovered at his estate. Many fans believe those remains belonged to Oliver, the child who became the prototype, which has led to a dark theory that Elliot Ludwig may have been killed by the prototype himself. After Ludwig's death, control of the company began to shift to other powerful figures. One of the most important of them was Leith Pierre. Leith Pierre eventually became one of the most powerful leaders at Playtime Company. He served as the company's head of innovation. This meant he controlled many of the factory's secret experiments and projects. In public, Leith presented himself as a brilliant businessman who wanted to continue Ludwig's dream of bringing happiness to children. But behind the scenes, he was very different. Leith was known for being cruel, greedy, and completely ruthless. To him, employees were disposable. If someone had to die to protect the company, he was willing to let it happen. Leith Pierre was also the one who officially proposed and funded the Bigger Bodies Initiative. This was the secret program that turned humans into living toy experiments. Leith supported the project because he believed it would make Playtime Company even more powerful. To run the program, he worked closely with one of the factory's top scientists, Dr. Harley Sawyer. Sawyer helped design and create many of the experiments inside the facility. But over time, Leith began to believe that Sawyer was making too many mistakes, so he made a shocking decision. Instead of firing him, Leith secretly arranged for Sawyer to become an experiment himself. Sawyer was transformed, but forced to continue working for the company. Leith also played a major role in Playcare, the orphanage hidden beneath the factory. This is where many of the children used in the experiments came from. Leith supported using those children if it helped the company succeed. He also helped build systems designed to hide the factory's secrets from the outside world. But here's the interesting part. During the Hour of Joy massacre, Leith Pierre did not die because he wasn't inside the factory when the massacre happened. The exact reason why he wasn't there is still unknown, but because of that, Leith Pierre may still be alive somewhere, and that makes him one of the most mysterious figures in the entire story.
You know, you just need to relax and stop overreacting.
Murdered this man.
Yes.
You tortured him.
Of course.
Gracie Green. Before she was Lily Lovebraid, she was Gracie Green, a Playtime Company employee and one of the architects of the Bigger Bodies Initiative. But her story is disturbing in a different way. She didn't physically force children into the experiment. She didn't drag them into labs. She did something far worse. She prepared them. She would sit with the kids before their transformation, smile at them, talk softly, tell them everything was going to be okay. And then she made them watch the memory tapes. The tapes she hosted herself, brainwashing material, conditioning them to accept becoming toys. Think about how twisted that is. She wasn't just part of the system. She was the emotional bridge that made it easier. And when some toys didn't pass her psychological test, she sent them to the bad toy box, a room filled with grinders, a room where failed toys were destroyed. So when the Hour of Joy began, experiments like Hoppy Hopscotch and Baba Chop came for her. They came to capture her, but she hid, barricaded herself inside a room. In a panic, she tried calling security, but before anyone could save her, the other experiments broke down the door, and she begged for forgiveness. But forgiveness was never part of the plan. They dragged her away, and they told her they had something special planned for her. And that's when the prototype made his decision. Death was too easy. Instead, he turned her into Lily Lovebraids. Her brain transferred into a toy body, and then the real punishment started. She was forced to experience the same psychological torture she once used on children. The same identity stripping, the same conditioning, over and over again, until her mind cracked, her memories shattered, her personality split. Eventually, Lily Lily became the dominant identity, and Gracie was reduced to fragments. Even worse, her skeletal human corpse was placed in Lily's bedroom. Imagine that, living in a toy body, slowly losing your memories, while your old human skeleton sits in the same room. Now, let's talk about Jessica. Before she was a scientist, Jessica was an orphan. She grew up inside Playcare, the same place where children were raised, conditioned, and eventually chosen. And unlike most children, she didn't escape. She came back not as a victim, but as a doctor, as a researcher, as part of the Bigger Bodies initiative. Jessica worked under Dr. Harley Sawyer. She helped recondition Catnap, erasing the orphan he used to be. She assisted in turning Thomas Clark into Bron. And then the hour of joy began, and everything collapsed. Jessica found Preston. They barricaded themselves inside the labs. At first, she believed rescue would come. Security, police, someone. But days passed, and no one came. The factory went silent. After 10 days, Preston confessed. He admitted he helped release the prototype, that he played a part in starting the massacre. Jessica was furious. She accused him of being just as responsible as everyone else. After Chum captured Preston, they were separated. Later that night, Jessica searched the labs for him, calling his name, hoping he was still alive. But she didn't find Preston. She found the prototype. She tried to run, but she slipped. And as she lay there, helpless, the prototype spoke. He mocked her. He told her she was never kind to him, not like Preston. And then he stabbed her. Jessica Newman died on the floor of the same factory she grew up in. Now let's talk about Thomas Clark. Thomas Clark was a pediatrician working for Playtime Co. But after being diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, he made a decision. He willingly volunteered for the experimental program. He allowed his body to be transferred into a Bron toy. After the transfer was complete, Thomas woke up inside a small, broken Bron body, but something was wrong. Tests showed he was far more disoriented than the other experiments. CCTV footage captured him moving his eyes around in pure confusion. He didn't understand where he was. He didn't understand what had happened. And when he was placed in the same room as the other experiments, something worse happened. The other experiments realized he wasn't an orphan. He was staffed. He worked for Playtime Co. And that was enough. They attacked him violently. His internal organs were severely damaged. The staff rushed him into emergency surgery. The procedure lasted 12 hours. After stabilizing him, they locked him away in a small containment cell to keep him safe from the others. But safety didn't last forever. During the hour of joy, the toys finally killed Thomas Clark, giving him the punishment he truly deserved. Marcus Brickley was another employee at Playtime Company. He appears in one of the VHS tapes where he reports seeing something extremely strange inside the factory. In the recording, Marcus seems nervous and disturbed as he explains what he saw. According to him, there was a massive creature moving somewhere inside the facility. He described it as being around 50 feet long with thousands of legs. Whatever he saw clearly terrified him. So Marcus reported the incident directly to one of the company's top leaders, Leith Pierre. But instead of taking the report seriously, Leith immediately dismissed the claim. He simply responded that Playtime Company makes toys, not monsters. And with that, the conversation ended. After that moment, we never hear anything about Marcus Brickley again. His fate is never officially confirmed. But considering what happened to other employees who discovered the company's secrets, many fans believe Marcus may have been silenced, possibly killed the same way Rowan Stoll was. Now let's talk about Preston Willard. Preston was a biologist at Playtime Co. At first, he didn't even understand why a toy company needed someone like him until he discovered the Bigger Bodies initiative, the program that turned orphans into living toys. Unlike many of the other scientist, Preston was disturbed by what he saw. He documented secrets in his notebook. He recorded the aftermath of Catnap's first massacre. He even faked illness to avoid seeing children he knew were going to be transformed. He felt guilt. He felt shame. But he still went to work every single day. And sometimes, knowing the truth and doing nothing is worse than ignorance. Eventually, the guilt consumed him. Preston formed a conspiracy with other staff members. Their goal? Free the toys. End the suffering. And then he made the decision that doomed everyone. He made a deal with the prototype. Preston believed there was still something human inside him. On August 8, 1995, Preston pushed the button. He released them. He thought it would bring freedom. Instead, it became the hour of joy. A massacre. Humans died. All of them. Even the ones who helped him. Somehow, Preston survived. He and Jessica hid for 10 days. 10 days of fear. 10 days of guilt. Eventually, Preston confessed that it was his fault. He and Jessica started arguing. Their voices grew louder, and someone heard them. Huggy Wuggy. Huggy slammed into their room door and forced it open. Preston ran in panic, screaming Jessica's name, but he ran straight into Chum. Chum captured him and delivered him to the prototype. Now, here's the part that changes everything. The prototype didn't kill Preston because Preston had shown kindness to him and to the other experiments. But instead of setting him free, instead of granting him mercy, he turned Preston into Catbee. Paralyzed, but fully conscious. He can think, he can feel, he just can't move. Now let's talk about Dr. Harley Sawyer, because if anyone truly started this nightmare, it was him. Dr. Harley Sawyer was the creator of the Bigger Bodies initiative, the man who turned children into into experiments. The scientist who believed he was building what he called the golden path. In his mind, this wasn't cruelty, it was progress. It was evolution. He truly believed he was doing something greater than humanity itself. But after the theater incident, everything changed. The executives made their move. They couldn't fire him. He knew too much. He was too important. So they did something worse. They put him on the table, and they used his own technology against him. His neural mapping process. The same method he used to experiment on others. The same process that trapped children inside toy bodies. They used it on him. His body was taken. His authority stripped away. His control removed. And his consciousness was transferred. Dr. Harley Sawyer became an experiment. Just a mind trapped inside wires and terminals. And during that procedure, they made a backup, a digital copy of his mind, stored deep inside the data center, a failsafe, so even if one version was destroyed, another would survive. Then the hour of joy happened. The factory collapsed, chaos everywhere, staff dying, experiments breaking free, and somehow Sawyer survived. Not because he was innocent, but because he was useful. He was one of the few adult figures deliberately spared by the toys and the prototype. Why? Because even as a digital mind, he still had value. He understood the systems, the prison, the layout of the factory. So in the chaos, Sawyer did what he always does. He adapted to secure his own survival and to take control of the factory's prison, still chasing his golden path, still believing he was right.